Hello, hello, hello.
We're live.
We are live.
Yeah.
Happy Saturday night, everybody. It's Eric, your humble malt user, having a couple drams with my good whiskey pal foodquig, who's joining us from British Columbia in Canada, way over on the west side of the continent. I am in Chicago, Illinois. And we were just chatting and decided to go live. We've recently sent each other some samples. I'm going to be doing a couple of them tonight that he sent me, I want to say a month or two ago. Maybe.
I probably have some of those too somewhere over here.
Yeah.
So we can taste them together,
Yeah, definitely. We'll get into that. But other than that, we can just kind of hang out, have a couple drams, see where it goes. We got some folks in the house. I just want to say hi to the early birds here. First in is Mr. Gerbic saying hello to you and foodquig. Hello.
I should actually turn that on.
Go for it.
Let's see how that works. It says chat with host and other guests.
You might be able to do it on YouTube.
Oh, wait a second.
If you do the YouTube link.
Oh, maybe I should go on YouTube, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I think I could probably send you the YouTube link if you'd like.
Let me see. I'll get to it.
Okay.
Just takes me a moment because I'm a little slow sometimes.
Take your time, man. There's absolutely nothing to rush for. Donner Pass in the house.
That's
Hello,
you,
Donner Pass, coming in from California. Hey, was just watching.
Oh, here we are. Live now, it says.
There we go.
Okay, I have clicked on it.
Excellent. You probably just have to mute it.
Wait, live now, it says.
There we go.
Okay, I have clicked on it.
Excellent. You probably just have to mute it.
I'll have to mute something.
Yeah, mute the YouTube.
Just a moment. I'll have to mute something.
Yeah, mute the YouTube.
Just a moment.
The YouTube video you just opened, you should mute that. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
That would be better.
Yep, that's the one that's going to give you the feedback.
Yeah.
So we got Donner in the house.
Donner's here. Good.
Pass coming in. He was just watching the taxi vlog, hoping he'd go live after his vacation. Sweet. And here we are. Chris S. Good evening, all. Looks like there's something worth watching tonight. Well, I hope so. We'll do our best. Quig and I usually have a good time. We do this a couple times a year, so I think this is our second one this year. Yeah, we were just saying it was like February or something. We had done one before.
Okay, wait a second. I should go back here. There we are. There's the one with the comments. So I just have to look at the delayed picture.
Yeah.
and the delay thing instead of the instant thing kind of messes me up a little bit. But at least I can see the comments here.
There you go. Good to see you, Donner. And Paul in Montreal is in the house saying hello to Malt Muser. What's up, Paul? Peter White, Ontario, the Canadian crew coming in. What's up? We got James Morgan. He's sending his signal from the other side of the world. London, Britain, United Kingdom, England, all of that. What's going on, James, at 3 a.m.? Insomnia?
Over here, Paul says, hey, at foodquig, how's Montreal? Well, it was a short trip. I was only gone for 8 days. And it was time spent with family and sort of catching up with them. So I didn't see that much of Montreal. I saw a lot of, the neighborhood where I grew up and a few other things. But I didn't see much of Montreal. It was just, here we are in the suburbs and we're walking around and we're back in the house and the air conditioning doesn't work. So we're hanging out in the basement.
How long did you live in Montreal?
Huh?
How long did you live there?
I lived there until I was 28 years old.
Oh, okay. So you've spent some good time there.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Just a little under half of my life up until this point. So
I've actually never been. I've actually never been to Canada, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how that's happened. I was gonna remedy it last year.
Yeah.
I had planned a trip. I was just getting out the final details. I was gonna go to fly to Calgary and go to Banff and then drive to Vancouver And I was probably about 3 days from emailing you to say, hey, how are we going to figure out how to meet up for a dram? I'm going to drive out to the West Coast. And then COVID-19 just like ravaged the world. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to be flying to California.
Yeah, the world has kind of overreacted to the flu. I don't know what other people's views on the thing are, but I think it's a big joke. But whatever, other people might think, oh, it's the biggest crisis we've ever been through, and whatever.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to do it. I don't know. It ain't going to happen this year. Maybe next year. I've been wanting to go to Banff for a healthy portion of my life. I do enjoy I've recently gotten really into camping and trying to do some other hiking, and I feel like it'd be a great place to go for that.
It's a very picturesque setting.
Yeah, looks like it.
I would highly recommend Jasper.
Oh yeah, that's one that's just down the road, right?
Well, it's just north of Banff.
North, okay.
North of Banff, it's if how can I put this? Jasper is to Banff as Edmonton is to Calgary.
Gotcha.
In distance, kind of, sort of. So the reason I liked Jasper over Banff is because there were not quite as many tourists, and there was a lot more wildlife.
Oh, interesting. That's good to know.
You get bighorn sheep right out on the street, and you're licking the salt that was put down from the winter. These bighorn sheep everywhere, and you can see geese flying around and ducks on the water. And what else did we saw? Bears. We also saw mountain goats up on the top of the mountain, and just fantastic wildlife. We even saw elk
on that. That's I was worried about the touristy-ish nature of Banff, just because based on like where I was looking, and it looks like it's very set up that way. I think it would be fun to see for a day or two, but I'm much more interested in kind of getting away from that as quickly as I can.
Well, that's what we did on a few occasions. We just went there and said, okay, there's Lake Louise. It looks good. Yeah, okay. Let's move on. Let's find a campsite.
Sure. Paul's saying hi to some folks. James says, GB just won the BMX freestyle. What a final. Oh, you must be talking about the Olympics.
Oh.
I have not actually seen any of it. I don't know why. Just haven't.
Nor have I. I just didn't get into it this time.
Yeah.
I don't own a TV set, and when we were at my mother's place, Mom wasn't watching TV and my sister was watching TV, but I had an old laptop and I managed to get YouTube in on it.
Oh, cool.
So I was catching up on all my YouTube when I was out of town, because with how busy I was before I went, I got sort of behind.
Yeah, I hear you.
And so while I was looking at all those things on YouTube, my sister was watching marathons of crazy TV shows like Forensic Investigations or whatever it was called. Another one where the people were so fat that they couldn't move.
Yeah.
And another one where they were bursting zits the size of a.
I've seen that. Yeah, that's.
It's like, that's what she watches. I mean, okay, fine, it's not for me. Sorry.
Gerbic says he's not been to Canada. I think might be worth visiting sometime in your life. James says, is Quig one of the Jimmies from Canada I often see on Aquavite? I'm not sure.
What's the question?
Are you one of the Jimmies from Canada I often see on Aquavite?
I'm not a Jimmy. I'm a Quig.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Canada, we got another one in just across the water from you. Indy, how are you? Good to see you. Mahir coming in from Delhi, India, watching you in extreme traffic. It's raining very heavily here, and our car is stuck in almost 2 feet of water.
Yuck.
Wow, buddy. That's scary, man. Be safe.
You get yourself to high ground immediately.
Yeah. Jesus, that's not good.
No.
Be safe, Mahir. West Texas. I'm sorry, East Texas. Daniel H. Saturday live stream. Let's go. Yeah, we are doing it. Whiskey Nose. Cheers, guys. Daniel H. just sent me over. Hey, welcome. I don't know if we've met before, but great to have you. We got 9 folks in already, which is cool. This is a little bit of an impromptu thing, so good to have you, Whiskey Nose. I really like your avatar. That's good.
Yeah, we were only going to do this in a couple of weeks, but then I got the message that hey, we can do it tonight. So all right.
Banff is the Yellowstone of Canada, so this is Donner Pass. And would that make Jasper the Yosemite? I have been to Yosemite.
I've been to both Yosemite and Yellowstone.
Yeah.
The only thing is you don't have, well, yeah, you got some hot springs up near Jasper. The water's hot. I suppose you could say that. You could draw an analogy between the two. Yeah.
Donner Pass. Okay. People saying good evening to each other. Is that a Deutschland jersey? It is a replica of sorts. It's actually a T-shirt, but it's like an '80s German thing. I figured it's as Olympic as it gets. I'm not from Germany, but yeah, send some love to Mahir for sure, buddy. Hey, Quig, good to see you on the stream after so long, says Mahir.
Yeah.
Good to see you too, man. Sorry that things are so precarious over there. Bubbling with excitement, Daniel. She's a local prodigy. Okay, they must be talking about the Olympics thing there. All right. Gerbic says, is that a slaughtered lamb art on your wall? Amazing. It is. That's very cool. He's talking about this piece of art here. That's it's a wooden replica of a sign from the movie American Werewolf in London. It's like the creepy bar that they went in. I like old horror films. That's probably where he knows that from. So yes, Mr. Gerbic, that is true. Whiskey Nose is the guy who got the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Tasters. You can thank him. Extras should be there Monday. Oh, amazing. Very cool. All right. Well, so good to see everybody here so far, which is awesome. Quig and I, as I mentioned in the beginning, we send each other some samples usually once or twice a year. And I recently got a whole bunch that I think I did a live on a while back that I'm going to do some tastings of, specifically some of the Shelter Point stuff that Quig had generously sent over here. But Quig just got my package, and I was going to say if you wanted to share what you got, and then I'll share what I got, and then we can get into these, or I'll get into these. And I know you're going to do yours on a Sunday morning samples, which is something you do on your channel, by the way, folks. If you've not yet, give a subscription over to foodquig. So you can catch those and all the other great stuff he's doing. So,
yeah, I received these 12 bottles from you just a short time before going on my little vacation. And I was glad that they got here when they did. And like I said before, I plan to open them for Sunday samples. And I hope to have, if I have guests here, I hope for them to choose which one we're going to do on any given day.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I think so too. It's like, okay, we're gonna follow this peated Isla whiskey with rum. Okay, we'll try that.
That'll be fun, man. It'll be a good twist on the format.
Yeah, we got to do some twisting every now and then.
We do, right? Keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff that you sent me, and again, thank you for these. I got a whole bunch. And so these are the ones that Quig sent over. Now, what we've basically been doing is I've been kind of sending him things that maybe he doesn't have or can't get, and then he's sending me just like copious amounts of really good Canadian whiskeys, which you can't find anywhere here in the United States. So, you know, I got a bunch of these sitting here in front of me now, and I'm going to let everybody know what they are, and then I'll let you go, and then we can talk about the ones we're gonna try tonight. So,
okay.
I noticed you sent me a healthy amount of stuff from Macaloni's, which I don't know anything about.
Oh yeah.
This one here looks like it's the Macaloni's Glenloy.
Glenloy, yeah.
Single malt.
Yeah.
Cool. That's 46%. This one's another Macaloni's. It's Invermary.
Invermelli. Invermelli is kind of like the single cask series.
Oh, cool.
So if it's an Invermelli, it's a single cask. It could be a ex-bourbon, or it could be a Muscatel European Barrique, or something like that.
Sure. And then, so is Macaloni's, like, do you know much about that distillery off the top of your head?
Yeah, well, it's the nearest distillery to where I live. It's about a 7 or 8 minute drive from here.
Oh, they're right there on.
They're right here in Victoria.
Island?
They're actually right here in Saanich. I live in Saanich, which is right outside Victoria.
Gotcha.
And they're just up the road a wee bit there. And
so you're on a first name basis with these good people then.
Actually, I'm more on a first name basis with the guys at Shelter Point.
Oh, interesting.
But these guys, they started out getting Scotch whiskey, and they sourced their whiskey from Scotland, basically, and they blended it, and they called it Scotch. Now the question is, did they blend it in Scotland or did they blend it here?
Oh, interesting.
So there was some controversy going on about that. And apparently there was some more controversy from the Scotch Whiskey Society or Association, whatever they call themselves, saying that you can't, your name is too Scottish. But the guy's a Scot. He's from Scotland, the guy who started the distillery. His name is Macaloni.
They're really kind of prickish about a lot of things, those people.
Yeah, and what was the other thing that they called it? Glenloy, and that name is too Scottish for whiskey made in Canada, or something stupid like that. And so hopefully there isn't going to be a lot of litigation going on because
right. That would be ridiculous.
It is. It's the whole thing is ridiculous. We're in Canada. We should be able to do whatever we want within the laws, like the laws of this country.
Right.
And what goes on in Scotland shouldn't have any bearing on what happens here.
Yeah, especially because it's Canadian whiskey.
We have different rules.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that they do in that you can't do in Scotland. Like, for example, the Forbidden, which is from the Shelter Point Distillery. It's malted wheat that they made the whiskey out of. They're not allowed to malt wheat in Scotland.
Right. Because it's not a Scotch single malt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, the regional rules on this stuff is always like kind of fascinating, and also seems just so like overbearing and they definitely it's all about the corporate, their perception of what their image is, not exactly what's in the necessary interest of whiskey drinkers. But surprise.
Exactly. Well, for example, you can have a very wet sherry cask in Scotland, and you can put your new make into it, and it'll have a lot of sherry flavor and a lot of red color and whatever else. In Canada, you're allowed to put up to 10% sherry into your whiskey. What is the difference if you add sherry to your whiskey, or if you put your new make into a wet sherry cask? You're still mixing sherry with your new make.
Right. And isn't that, like, even more broadly, isn't that one of the rules in Canada that like up to 10% of what goes into whiskey can be basically anything?
Well,
I mean, with I don't know what the specifics are, but like you can add up to 10% of like an outside flavorant or something.
Yeah, like let's say you want to add 5% to make 5% of the total. You can add a little bit of rum, you can add a little bit of sherry, you can add some port. Yeah, it's weird how they define all these things. But speaking of the Macaloni, so I got another one here from you. Mm-hmm. This is the Invermelli
Portuguese port barrique finish, 46%.
Yeah.
That one looks really, really good. This one I'm tempted to almost drink tonight. That sounds amazing.
So they used the port barrique for that one. I think I still have some of that. Hold on.
Excellent.
Let me see now. Oh, that's not it. Wait a second here. Invermally European Muscatel. That's not the one. This is the Glenroy. That's not the one. What's this?
Peter White says Macaloni's is not an easy one to come by. I'm assuming that maybe just outside Quig's Island or something.
No, I went directly to the distillery to get these.
Nice pour, Daniel H.
Ex-bourbon cask. Oh, shit. I think I finished the Port Barrique one.
Must be a good one then. That one might have to go to the front of the line.
As I recall, it was good. Okay, so I got ex-bourbon here.
Let me see. So yeah, I have two other ones you sent me. So this one,
Recharred red wine.
This one looks like it's something with a P. Oh, this is the bourbon cask. So I have the bourbon cask one right here.
Yeah.
And then there's another one, another Macaloni's, which is red. This is that Invermilli single cask thing again, 46% red wine barrique.
Red wine.
Yep.
That's the ex-bourbon. Hold on. Red wine. Red wine. Yeah, the Kentucky bourbon, recharred red wine and sherry cask. That's this one here.
So that's this one here. I think I drank a little bit of this on the stream when I opened it. And I'm gonna pour just a little bit more of this in the glass now. Actually,
they are disappearing fast.
Yeah, this is a really tasty one, man. All right, so it looks like that's the Macaloni's, and then there's some other ones here. There's the Alberta Premium Cast Strength Rye. I've had the second batch of this, which I thought was really not good. It was like 66% one, but the one you sent me is the supposed Whiskey of the Year one, the 65.1. So I'm very excited to try this one out.
Yeah, I still have some of that too. Excellent.
I'm going to actually be doing a 16 blind whiskey rye shootout.
Oh goodness!
And I'm gonna start recording it probably in the next couple of weeks, and so that one's going to be in it. We got a Great Plains 18, 54.8%, and it is finished in, it looks like brandy casks, which is, man, I'm really I'll tell you, there's a theme to a lot of these whiskeys that you're sending me, is like how cool, like so many different finishes that they're doing at some of these places in Canada. It's really exciting.
That one, I don't have any more of that Great Plains left, but the last time I sent you a bunch of samples, I mentioned I did a video about Great Plains, and somebody else, one of the commenters said, "Oh, I hope he sent you some Great Plains," which I didn't that time, so I sent it this time, and I think you got just about the last of the bottle that was left.
Oh, all right.
So I have no more of that. That's all gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
That was from the Premium Spirits release last October or November.
Oh, and here I am. I missed one of the Macaloni's. So here's the Muscatel.
Yeah. Muscatel is right here. That's this one.
That I am very, very excited to do.
I had a dram of that last night, actually.
Oh yeah. Did you bring it on the plane or when you landed?
No. Shortly after I came home.
It was Peter White said it was him that said it. About the Great Plains.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was Peter White who said it. Of course.
So then we have the Two Brewers Release 23, which is also sherry and port finish. I mean, these are just Awesome, Quig. And then there's JP Weiser's 22. This is a French oak finish, and I love me some French oak. So that's really exciting.
That one's all gone.
Man, you sent me some of your good ones then for sure.
Yeah.
And then we got 4 of them from Shelter Point, which I think is going to be some of the ones I'm going to try tonight. So we have Shelter Point. It looks like the Rye Collective or the something Collective.
The Collective, yeah.
Yeah, Collective 46%. And then there's the this is the Port Batch 1 malted wheat. So this is the malted wheat one. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that for sure.
The malted wheat, that would be the Forbidden Batch 1.
Yes. That's It's the Shelter.
Okay, so what do we got? Collective and Forbidden. Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. Where's the Collective? Okay. I got Collective, and I got, or should I say, Collective here. There's Collective.
Oh, great.
There's Forbidden, right? No, that was Collective. No, that was Forbidden. That's Forbidden. This one is Collective.
Awesome. Okay, so we got those 2 lined up, and then I have 2 other ones here. So this one, Ripple Rock Shelter.
Oh, Ripple Rock. Yeah.
He's got it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'll find it. I should have one. Ripple Rock right here. There's the Ripple Rock.
Oh, he's got the Ripple Rock. Okay.
I'm going to put these macalonis away.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll do the Shelter Point.
Since we won't be tasting any macalonis, I'll put it away. Yeah.
And then the last one here is the Shelter Point double barrel finished in blackberry wine cask.
Is that batch 5 or batch 6?
Oh, it does not say, actually.
I think it's batch 5. Hold on.
He's got it.
Whoa. That's not it. Just a moment. I will find it.
Yeah, take your time.
I will find it. Looks like it here. Batch number 5.
All right. We are all set for Shelter Point.
And I've been sipping on some Montfort 151, which is an unmalted barley whiskey, which you're allowed to do in Canada.
Oh, awesome.
So
all right. So yeah, that's what I got here, Quig. And again, thank you for these. This is going to be I'm of course, just like last time and the time before that, very excited to try all of these unique Canadian whiskeys that I otherwise never can get my hands on. Which one of these Shelter Points should we do first?
What's the lowest ABV here?
It looks like the Collective is the 46, and so is the Double Barrel. But I'm assuming that's going to be heavier flavor.
Forbidden is 49.8.
Yeah.
Okay. 46 for Double Barrel. I think they're all 46 and up.
Great. Coates is in the house.
Collective, and there's the Ripple Rock. Ripple Rock is 47, so we can go Collective.
All right.
Collective Double Barrel.
Then the Ripple Rock.
Collective Double Barrel. Ripple Rock. And Forbidden, yeah. But the Forbidden is light, even though it is the highest ABV. It's like 49.8. It would be the lightest tasting.
Oh, maybe we'll do that one next time.
Maybe Forbidden is the way to go first, and then Collective.
We'll do Forbidden first, then Collective, then we'll do the Ripple Rock, and then the Double Barrel.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Wait, no, double barrel before the Ripple Rock.
Got it. We'll do that.
Okay, so I'll line them up here, kind of like that.
Yeah, I got mine lined up too, and then I'll get this first one in the glass, and then if you wanted to go through the samples that you got, and then we can dive into this.
Okay, the samples that you sent me.
Yeah, because I actually don't remember what they all were. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody here knows. So
I'm not going to try them yet.
No, you can just share whatever they were.
But I'm going to do them for sample Sundays in upcoming, the next couple of months or whatever.
Excellent.
And hopefully when I have guests with me here, they can choose which one. I'll just say randomly, okay, choose a bottle. And we'll do the sample Sunday based on that.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man. I'm looking forward to watching those.
Here I have a thing called Wilderness Trail at 58%. Wow.
Yeah, that's a rye. That Daniel H, who is in the chat, he actually turned me on to that. That is one of the more exciting rye or distilleries, really, and rye that are coming out of the U.S.
It says here, Settlers Select Kentucky Straight Rye.
Yep.
Single barrel. Okay. That looks good. I think I went through these in a video already, but here's a kind of exotic one at 55.6% cask strength. Okay. Cavalan single cask Muscatel.
Oh, man. Sure. So the story behind that's really funny, Quig.
Is it? Okay.
That is like a $500 to $600 bottle. And I happened to go into Binny's here in Chicago, and they had one of the Binny's locations in particular on a specific side of town, and then they have a whiskey, like a high-end whiskey room. And I just decided I was going to go in there and check it out. So they let me in. It's a locked door. You got to go in with somebody. Like, they don't just let you go in by yourself. It's like, all right. And I'm in there and I'm looking, and they got all these like nice old bottles and rare stuff. Mm. They had the Cavalan Muscatel and the Cavalan Fino single casks for $249 a piece, and they had one of each. So I was like, well, I should probably get one of these. So I grabbed the Fino, and then I was walking around the store, and I'm like, you know what? There's no chance in hell I'm ever going to own a bottle of these again in my life. I should just bite the bullet and get both. I don't know why they're selling them at this price, but there they are. I'm going to grab them. And so I ended up getting both. And so that is how I ended up getting my hands on such a bottle. And so you enjoy that. It is quite tasty. Sometimes
you got to do that. The opportunity is there. You can't hesitate. It's the last bottle. You're never going to see it again. Go.
Yeah, exactly.
Although myself, I have not been a big fan of Cavalan. I've only had a couple bottles of it. There was one called it was a sherry. It was a soulless sherry.
Okay.
And it was so much sherry that it was more sherry than the sherry itself would have been.
Yeah, I have a couple of those, and I understand that critique a little bit. It's like so smooth and so like influenced that it almost comes off as like hardly whiskey.
Well, Roy Aquavite described it to me in this way. You can take any peated whiskey. You can have a Lafroig or a Lagavulin or an Ardbeg, one of the most peated whiskeys, and you can drink that first. And then the amount of sherry in the Cavalan will wash all that peat away, and you won't taste the peat afterwards. Whereas you have anything after the peat, all you will taste is peat, but not with this Cavalan Solus sherry. All you'll taste is sherry.
Yeah.
And I was not a great big fan. And the other one I had was the Concert Master. If you remember that one, it's a 40% alcohol by volume, expensive entry-level Catalan, and it's okay, but it's not worth the money that they charge for it.
Right.
In my opinion,
Yeah. I'll be curious. I'll be very curious to hear what you think about this muscat.
So we're gonna try those. And what else have we got here? Balcones, Texas single malt, 3 years old, European cask, Binny's store pick, 64%.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's going to be an interesting one.
That's going to be very, very interesting. And here it is, Hampton Estate single rum. Okay. Jamaican rum at 46%.
That is going to be the most unique rum. One of the more, I don't know how much rum you've had, but that is a very unique rum.
I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to rum.
Yeah, this one though, like you're going to be like, how you might not even think this is rum, but it is, and it's specifically that for a reason. I'm going to be real curious what you think about that.
Westward American single malt, not to be confused with Westland.
Right. They are both.
This one's from Portland rather than Seattle. Westland is in Seattle, and this one is in Portland.
Yeah,
and
those are both from
45%. 45%. Okay, and it's an American single malt. I've had a few American single malts, and most of them they're all great. I especially enjoyed the. I still have a little bit of the Shenanigans with a sherry finish, which is excellent.
Yeah, I have a bottle of that myself. That's really
now,
good.
I managed to get, and I think I mentioned it earlier, or did I mention it when we were not live public yet? Ardbeg Scorch. Now I got 2 bottles of the regular Scorch, but this one is committee release at 51.7. Thank you, Eric.
You're very welcome.
That's going to be interesting.
You should probably do those at the same time. That'll be fun. I did a video recently on that. I actually ended up with 2 bottles of the committee release Scorch and 1 of the regular. But I think, I don't know if you saw my video, but if folks want to know where I fell on that, you can check out the video I did. But I won't ruin it for you, Quig. You do with those what you like, and again, I'll be very interested to hear what you think.
Old Elk Wheated Bourbon, 5-year-old, 58.6. Another Binny's pick.
Yeah, that's another Binny's pick. Yep.
That's going to be interesting as well. And this one here looks like it came from a bottle like this one. This is I opened this yesterday because it came with a bottle of Alberta Premium. It's a plastic sample. And this looks like a plastic sample that you sent me. Or is it glass? I don't know. It's the only one that's a different shape than all the others.
Oh, you know what? Because I forgot to throw that in the last box I sent you. So I wanted to make sure you got it.
It's a Lefroy Carchis 200th anniversary 2015.
Yep.
It's one that I have never had.
I figured that. I
had a 14. I had a 14 and a couple others since then, but the 2015 I've never had. So
yeah,
that's special.
That one they did all of with their own floor malted barley, I think, among other things. That's a that's a good one. I think you'll enjoy it.
This one in my hand I looked at already. All right. Jefferson straight rye cognac finish, 47%. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
because I've had a couple of Jeffersons before. I had one of the Ocean Voyages, and I had another one which was just a straight Kentucky rye.
Yeah,
Kentucky bourbon. But this is a Kentucky rye from Jefferson.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I like the Ocean cast strengths. I like the Ocean. It's just overpriced. The cast strength Oceans are quite good. The cognac one, I've been enjoying that.
I'll give it a try. And here we got another rum. Plantation single cask rum, 48.6%, 12 years old. 2009 Fiji Islands finish in.
So this is
Kilchoman?
That's right. So this rum.
Kilchoman casks?
That's right. So
Weird.
all of these go from wherever their origin is. Plantation sources it. So it's like comes from the origin. It goes to Martinique for a while, and then they have finishes. Plantation is a big name in rum, just like your kind of standard average rums you'd buy for anything. But they have these single casks that are amazing. So this is Fiji Islands. It is 8.5 years in bourbon cask, 2 years in Ferrand casks. And that's the continental aging. So that's the European aging. The tropical aging is the 8.5 in bourbon. And then it has 6 months in Kilchoman peated whiskey casks. And it is at almost 50%. It's 46.9. This is a weird rum. I was like, I have to send this to you because I got to see what you think about it.
Okay.
As you can see, I've enjoyed it. I've definitely been enjoying it.
Yo ho ho.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
Here we got some Enoch Pete Hart, batch number 2.
Oh, right, yeah.
At 46%.
Yeah, that's the heavily peated Annoch. I think they're only available in Europe, but I did get a bottle, and yeah, good stuff.
I've only had one Annoch, and that was about 7 years ago. And I recently commented on somebody's video saying the only time I had Annoch was the Annoch 12 about 7 years ago, and I thought it was nothing special. So this might be interesting.
Wow, that's good to know. So that means in the next thing I send you, I have to send you the Annoch 24. That was my whiskey of the year last year. It's great, and it is very criminally underpriced right now. You can still get the 24 Annoch in the United States, sometimes a little bit under $200, which is insanely cheap.
Over here, anything 18-year-old and more, if it costs $200, that's a low price.
Right.
If it's over 18 years old, it's going to cost more than $200, guaranteed. And this one also looks interesting. Kalila 25-year-old, 43%.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one.
So
we're gonna have some interesting sample Sundays coming up.
Sounds like it. I'll be able to make sure to tune in, and we got 15 folks in the house still right now. So
nice.
if anybody for any reason has not subscribed to foodquig, you should do that now, and you'll be able to catch these sample Sunday videos that he does, which are really quite a treat. And it's a cool way to create more content and share your thoughts on whiskeys that you get samples of that otherwise maybe you wouldn't. So that's a cool idea.
Well, it was the same thing on my recent trip to Montreal. There were a lot of whiskeys there that I can't get here.
Yeah.
And just looking at the shelf, oh, I haven't had that. I haven't had that. I haven't had this. I haven't had that. And that's the way I went through the thing.
That's great.
And I made 4 or 5 videos of things that I can't get here. And those bottles were finished over there.
Oh, nice.
I had some help.
Nothing came home?
Oh, yeah, some things did come home.
Oh, good.
I got 2 bottles of Chivas Regal 18, which you can't get here.
Oh,
the not for lover money.
18, yeah.
The 18. And there was another one called, oh, shit, what was it called? The video will come up eventually when I get around to doing it. Well, no, I'll have a look. What was that called? Where are you? There we go. The Canadian Shield.
Canadian Shield, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Canadian Shield.
That.
Canadian Shield is actually a geological formation. The Canadian Shield is a really old rock. It's most of the eastern half of Canada is the Canadian Shield. It's really, really old, and it's all metamorphic rock, and it's all it was covered over by glaciers 10,000 years ago. The glaciers were a mile thick. They pushed the ground down. The glaciers melted, and then the ground has been rebounding slowly. And that's the Canadian Shield. It's one of the most stable geological areas in the world.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Well, how's the whiskey, though?
I haven't tried it yet. It's still sealed.
Right.
I'm going to open it eventually.
That one came home with you. Donner Pass
that's one that came home with me.
Yeah, Donner Pass chimed in saying he hopes you do a Chivas 18 versus Dewar's 18 video.
Oh, I think I have some Dewar's 18. Yeah.
That seems like it would be a good battle of the blends, right?
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Mahira asks a question. Recently saw West Cork 10 Irish single malt, $75-80. Have you ever had any of the West Cork stuff? I've actually not had it.
I have actually had a West Cork or two, and they were. Oh, I'd have to look back on my videos, but if I recall, the one or two that I've had were fine. Yeah.
Okay. That seems. I mean, a 10-year-old single malt. I mean, that seems relatively reasonable price, $75-80. I don't know what the ABV is, but if it's got above 40% ABV, it's probably worth grabbing one.
But if you can get Powers.
Oh yeah, the John's Lane 12.
The John's Lane is fantastic.
Yeah.
Even the other Powers, what's it called, Sovereign or something?
Yeah.
That one's good too. If you can get any Powers, it's definitely right up there. West Cork is good, but I would probably choose a Powers over West Cork anytime.
Interesting. Good to know. Talking about SMWS bottling. Peter White says Canadian Shield is a drain pour. Oh no.
It's what?
It's a drain pour, he says.
Drain pour. Well, I was intrigued. I'd never had it before, so I had to try it.
Yeah.
I had to get it. So this is going to be fun. I'm gonna enjoy doing that, especially if it's a drain pour.
Yeah, that'll be a good video to catch. All right. All right, quick. Well, should we start the shelter point vertical, or is it a flight? No, it's a vertical.
It'll be a flight.
Is it a flight or a vertical? I actually am not. I think it's a vertical because it's all the same distillery. Or no. It's a flight. It's a flight.
Okay. Drain tour, eh? Oh, that's gonna be fun. Whoa. I have partaken a bit already tonight.
That's all right. You're not the only one. So we got 4 shelter points that we're going to check out tonight, y'all. And we're just about to hit that 1 hour mark, so perfect timing. So the first one we're going to do is this. This is this malted wheat whiskey. You said, quick.
Yeah, Forbidden Batch 1.
Forbidden Batch 1.
That's the one that I picked up last year, about a year ago. And they didn't have any left at the distillery, but I managed to stumble upon a bottle on the way home from the distillery at a liquor store.
Okay. And so what do you I mean, maybe just to set the table,
Yep.
For folks who don't know, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but what can you tell us just about Shelter Point in general? If you have any like knowledge about the basics of the distillery or any where it is, what they do, stuff like that.
Okay, the distillery is located just outside of Comox, British Columbia, here on the Vancouver Island. The farm on which it is located was at one time the experimental farm property of the University of British Columbia back in the 30s and stuff like that. And eventually it ended up being the property of this family of farmers, basically, who decided it ended up being the property of. No, I got an echo there.
What's that?
I got an echo.
Oh, you're coming through okay.
I said something, and then my words were sent right back at me, which was kind of weird.
Ghost in the machine.
Something like that. Anyway, they decided to start a distillery with their fields of barley and their fields of wheat. That's what they did about 11 years ago.
And then how close are they to you? I mean, I know you have a hell of a selection of these, so they're like not far from you, right?
Not very far. I can get there in about 4 hours driving.
Okay.
And that's if I push it.
Sure.
But lately I've been getting bottles from them through the mail.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been, and I found out that there was another bottling that went, that was released yesterday. It was 138 bottles of, I think, a rye that was aged in Ex-Lefroy casks or something like that. There was 138 bottles, and it sold out immediately. By the time I got to the email, because naturally I had 250 emails from the last week, because I couldn't get to my emails that were here using my phone because it's a different provider and it's a different okay. My email that comes here goes through Shaw, which is an internet provider and cable TV service and all of that.
Yeah.
My phone is with them also, but my phone has a Google suite, so that my email is at gmail.com using the phone, but it's at shaw.ca using the computer. So if you send me something at shaw.ca here, I will not be able to get it on my phone when I'm traveling, because the phone will only get email from Google gmail.com. So it's complicated, but I spent all afternoon going through my email that I had received or not received over the last week and a bit. But I got that cleaned up now.
Gotcha.
However, I received that email yesterday morning, and by the time I saw it this afternoon, that was sold
gone.
out.
Yeah.
Sold out. I clicked on it. It was sold out.
Ugh.
I'm sure a lot of the people who ordered one ordered two. And of course, the distillery, oh yeah, we sold 2 more bottles. Okay, send it out.
Right.
And the Quig comes along and it's out of stock.
Bummer, man. But this
Yeah,
one seems like it's going to be interesting. I mean, malted wheat.
Yeah. They also have a 10-year-old that they're just releasing now or releasing very soon. And Trenny and C sort of hinted at it. They went up there last week to the distillery and they had a tour and the whole thing. And meanwhile, I'm in Montreal going, oh, okay, maybe I can join you guys next year.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Their 10-year-old should be going public real soon now.
That's exciting.
Because those guys apparently recorded a review or a pre-review of the 10-year-old Shelter Point.
Oh, interesting. Good to know. Cool. And so this one here is bottled. This is the Forbidden Malted Wheat Whiskey, batch number 1, bottled at 49.8%.
And it's bottle number 663 out of 687.
Yeah, I mean, on the nose, it's an interesting nose. Like, it definitely has some of that. It's definitely sweet, like butterscotch, and a little bit of like honey. But I also get some like fruit, like light fruit notes, strawberry, like some type of berries and stuff.
I poured me a Quig-sized dram of that.
Excellent. I have one as well. It's a nice looking color. I'm assuming these are natural because that looks pretty natural. But
300% natural color, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's that's it.
Mm.
You can taste it. It smells almost like whole wheat bread. But this is malted wheat, so it's not quite the same.
Mm. Wow, that's interesting. It's rich, it's sweet. It's like toffee and butterscotch, man. A lot of butterscotch. And a little bit of spice. There's a little spice hit to it. I don't know if it's like the youthfulness or just like a spice. It's almost like a chili powder or something. It doesn't actually taste like a new make spirit or anything like that.
No. It's aged all right.
Yeah.
And it has a sweet and at the same time dry finish.
Yeah, it does get a little dry. You're right. There's some nice kind of vanilla and Juan's in from the Hawaiian Islands. How you doing, Juan?
Oh,
good to see you. We got Cohen in as well, Southern California. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. There's the spice is interesting. There's almost like a little bit of like a bitter herb or something, or some type of herbal note in this. That's like
especially on the nose.
Yeah.
I'm getting a herbal nose, definitely.
Yeah, and a little bit on the finish as well. But wow, this is really sweet and rich.
And this is a rare one too, because this is the batch 1 that was only available like a year ago. They put a batch 2 out this year, but it's only at it's weaker. It's like I have the batch 2 as well. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. This one's the batch 2 Forbidden, and it's bottled at 47 rather than at 49.8%. And there is doesn't say how many bottles there are here, but the batch 1 is 663 out of 687. So, yeah, that one sold out real quick.
Yeah.
I did a video with both of them side by side.
Where does this one, this malted wheat one, where does this one stack up in terms of your like your favorite spectrum, or on the spectrum of like your favorite shelter points? Is this one that you put on the higher end or kind of in the middle, or
somewhere in the middle?
Yeah. Hi, James Chang. Good to see you.
The ones I really like a lot are things like the Smoke Point, and there was a single barrel Oh, I think I still have that. Here it is. Oh, this is precious. This is the single cask peat finish. And as you can see, there ain't much of that left.
Oh, there is not.
Not much left of that. Did I send you one of those?
What's the name of it?
Single cask peat finish.
No.
Oh,
It's
shit.
not in this. Not in this. I might be able to look. You know what? You did send me that. I want to say it was like a couple of years back, though. I did have a peated cask shelter point that you sent, but I want to say this must have been. I mean, would you have sent that to me like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like when I was in DC?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't available.
Got it.
This was a year ago, and I got it at the distillery. It's bottled 21 out of 192, so it's quite limited. It's a single cask.
Okay, so then no. Yeah, then no. But I feel like you did send me a peated shelter point at some point.
I probably sent you Smoke Point Batch 1. Wow, I got all these shelter points in front of me, and they're all getting empty. Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, this is tasty. Malted wheat. So this is all wheat, you think? Or I mean, is it just like a
100% malted wheat.
Yeah, this is
the one. This is the one that Leon Webb, who's the distiller, him and his father-in-law polished off a bottle one afternoon of this stuff because it's so easy to drink. It goes down like water. You can just shoot it down your throat, and it's not offensive at all, even though it's like 49.8%. It drinks like a 41% whiskey. It's like goes down so easy, and because it's got a delicate flavor,
it does.
It fools you. It fools you into thinking it's weak. But it'll sneak up on you and punch you.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. I am not the biggest fan of wheated bourbon. I mean, wheated bourbon is, as you probably know, is a big thing here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Particularly within the bourbon boom, and I think very much related to like new people getting into it. It's very, I guess, what word do I want to use? Approachable. It doesn't have a lot of as much spice. I mean, it has character, but not spicy or.
It's more accessible than a high rye bourbon or anything like that.
Yeah.
So you're thinking of things like Weller,
or like Larceny. There are a couple others. I am not the biggest, like I don't really, go. I don't hunt for wheated bourbons per se.
No, nor do I. And we're talking about things like Maker's Mark and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Maker's Mark is another one.
I mean, it's okay, but it's not going to be my first choice.
Yeah, and it's like preference for me. I just find that it lacks a little bit of the complexity that I like, because the wheat is just very sweet. It's very just, I don't know. For me, I would
generally prefer rye to wheat anyway.
Yeah.
But this is a special wheat. This is 100% wheat. Nobody makes that in the States.
That's true. So Old Elk has a wheated whiskey. I don't know if it's all wheat, but I've seen it. I don't know if anybody else does.
Okay.
Come here, sleepyhead. I have to do a quick intermission. IC86 asked for it, so this is Winston, the Russian blue whiskey cat. He's he just woke up, and I think IC86 was hoping to see him, so here he is. He's gonna go guard the Lefroigs. Anyways, but like I don't know I don't know any other like 100% wheated whiskeys that may exist in the U.S. I don't know if I don't know whether or not that one actually is or not. The Old Elk. Here's IC. IC comes to us from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of with you in that. And so going full circle, talking about the wheat stuff, going to this is sort of interesting. Like this isn't like any wheated bourbon I've had, and certainly not like I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I've ever had a fully wheated whiskey.
Yeah, well, there's no corn in it, so it doesn't have that corn sweetness kind of thing.
Right.
And I don't know what kind of casks they used, but I'm pretty sure it's ex-bourbon rather than
Definitely
rather than virgin. I don't think they used virgin oak for this, because if they did, it would have more. You'd get more oak out of it. There's not that much oak here.
There's not much oak, and you do get some of those. Like, if there were any notes in this, they're bourbon notes. You know, like that's kind of where my nose goes. You get the toffee, the vanilla, but I mean the caramel. There's almost like if you ever walk into an ice cream shop, you know that smell, like an unmistakable of an ice cream shop. Get that. Like I just walked into the, that cold kind of sweet smell in the air. It's similar to this. This is pretty good though. I don't know. Is this a bottle you'd buy another one of?
I would if I could get one. That's batch 1. You'll never find that anymore. But I have the batch 2, and if I was out of it and there was some available, I would buy another. It's also possible that they'll be sold out by the time I want to get some.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you, quick. I'm gonna save a little bit of this pour.
No, by all means,
because I really feel like I want to revisit this. I'm liking what I'm getting in it. I feel like this is something I'm gonna want to try at a random time to try to see how it lands. But this is an interesting one, and so thank you for sharing this with me.
It was my pleasure to send you that.
Yeah, interesting stuff, man. What I think I want to do is I'm going to eventually probably find, a wheated whiskey or something that might be a wheated. I'd love to just kind of compare and contrast these.
Well, when you finally do make that road trip you were talking about.
Yes.
Shelter Point is definitely a must see. It's a stop on the trail. It's real special, and the people there are wonderful.
It sounds like it, and it's always cool to hear the stories you tell about them, and you seem to be on very good terms with them. I mean, and you get all these great whiskeys, and so hey, I just appreciate getting to taste some of this. This is stuff. I mean, Shelter Point doesn't exist in the United States,
No, but if you're at all familiar with Trenny and C, they did a recent tour.
Excuse me.
Of the distillery, and it's a very good video that they made.
Oh, really? So they were just there. I think you mentioned that, right? They were there while you were off in Montreal.
They were there last weekend, and the distillery is basically closed to the public. But they opened up just for Trenny and C to do their tour. So that's the kind of people you get up at Shelter Point. They're going out of their way to open their doors to YouTubers, and it's free. It's free publicity, really.
Yeah, I think like I just. One of the things that it's just annoying, but that like we just never, we never get any like really high quality Canadian stuff here, which is again why I think it's so great that you send these to me, because like here's what you can get. You walk into the average liquor store in the United States. Here's what you can get.
Seagram's VO,
Seagram's VO,
Canadian Hunter,
Yukon Jack.
Yukon Jack. That's not even whiskey.
I know. Well, right.
Yuck.
Canadian Club.
Canadian.
And usually like the 100% rye and the regular, just straight up Canadian Club. Sometimes there's like another one. And then Pike Creek 10 rum cask, but that is like only if you go into a good shop. And then like you can find obviously all the Crown Royals, like all Crown Royal Apple, Peach, Crown Royal Dirty Sock, Crown Royal Pizza, like
Dirty Sock.
You know, every million flavors. You know what I'm saying? They got a million flavored whiskeys.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So you can get those, and then every once in a while you'll find J.P. Weiser's 18.
That's good.
Lot 40, the regular Lot 40.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes here and there, there's like, you know, something else. I'm trying to think of a name. But like really that covers like 95%.
Well, that's a better selection than you'd get in the UK typically.
Yeah. It's
because when I went to England,
we're right over the goddamn border, you know. It's like,
yeah. When I went to England and Scotland, you know, I went into London and checked out a whiskey shop, and they had all these independent bottlers from Scotland and all these Scotch whiskeys and Irish whiskeys and whiskeys from all over the world. And they had two kinds of whiskey from Canada. And one of them was Canadian Club and the other one was like Crown Royal. It's like, what about everything else?
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, like I know you guys, I mean, it's very similar. I mean, but you guys probably get a more healthy selection of bourbons than, you know, in Canada. We don't get anything as far as Canadian whiskey goes.
Our selection of bourbon is, you know, I've been watching a lot of people's videos showing bourbons and American whiskeys and that. And we get some, and our choices are better than they used to be. But they are kind of sad compared to what you can get. You know, I see people making videos about distilleries that I've never heard of.
Right.
Guys like Mash and Drum and the Bourbon Journey, these guys, I've never seen more than half. I've seen maybe 1/5 of the whiskeys that they put on their channels.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I mean, you'd think like maybe the market's just not there, or you know, it's bureaucracy or something. But like
it's bureaucracy on the Canadian side, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And of course, in some cases, it's limited availability.
Yeah,
I mean,
get it.
The farther away you get from the distillery, the less available something will be. What was interesting is that when I was in Montreal, I saw a bottle of Stock and Barrel, which is an Ontario distillery, and I had people in Ontario send me Stock and Barrel here in trade for something that I could get here they couldn't get there. But there was somebody from where was it? Denmark or Sweden or somewhere, and he said that he just got his first bottle of Stock and Barrel.
Yeah, Stock and Barrel. Yeah.
And I'm going, shit, you're getting Stock and Barrel in Europe, and I can't get it here in British Columbia without trading something that from here to get something from there here.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And in Quebec, I saw Stock and Barrel too. There was just one kind of Stock and Barrel. I think it was the red blend. Yeah. I saw the red blend in a store in Montreal. I'm going, wow, okay, that makes it to Montreal. But the fact that it can make it to, like, you know, Belgium or Norway,
right?
But we can't get it in the rest of Canada. It's just mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, there's the liquor laws here in the U.S. are pretty ridiculous as well. Like, you've probably heard bits and pieces throughout your journey, but yeah, it is quite a thing. I need to get a refill of water before we get into this next shelter point.
Oh, what a great idea, because I'm kind of low myself.
Okay. You want to go first and I can catch up on the chat, or vice versa?
Yeah, you go catch up. Whoa, somebody said something to me here. Daniel H. Foodquig, have you all picked up any interesting bottles recently? Always.
Yeah, I'm happy to chat about that when we return.
I even picked up a bottle of Canadian Shield that I'm told is drain worthy. I'm gonna refill this glass.
Go for it. Go for it.
Be right back.
I'm way behind on the chat, y'all. Please forgive me, but I do appreciate everybody chiming in and saying their piece. I see James Chang is in the house, which is awesome. Great to see you, James. At Malt user the Glen Turret. Okay, I caught that. How hot is it in Chicago? Yeah, not bad, man. It's been very mild. It was hot about a week and a half ago. We're talking like 92, with humidity, putting it up to like 98. But this weekend is near perfect. Cool temperatures, high 70s, low 80s, no humidity. It's been great.
Oh
yeah. Ooh, that's rough, bro.
Look at all these bottles of shelter.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, we did this one, right? Yeah, we did this one.
Yeah, the next one we're gonna do is the collective. I'm gonna hand things over to you for a few minutes, and I'm gonna just run and get some water quick.
Just a moment.
I'll wait.
Where are we here in the chat? What's going on?
We are at Two Wheels Down saying sup, Eric and Andrew. Oh no, I'm sorry. Right above that, Chris S saying no weed for me.
Wait a second. You're way up.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind.
Okay. Wait a second. Two Wheels Down. Sup, Eric and Andrew.
Yep, that's about where we're at. I'll be right back. Thanks, Quig. And
all right.
Yeah.
Well, what's up? No, we're just tasting some whiskey here and having a good old time. And I think both of us have been sipping on whiskey all afternoon, or at least I have. I don't know. I hear you don't drink whiskey anymore there, Two Wheels. Too bad. I actually got to try some Saint Leger last week. I just got back from Montreal last night. So that was an interesting trip. And what else have we got here? Can't have pets where I live, so I live vicariously through your pets. Oh, that was IC86 saying that. And Two Wheels Down. Been a while, sir, says James Morgan. Okay. Cohen says Impex Springbank 25 is out there. $800. And I have seen it for $950. Yuck. Oh, that's just insane. No, that I don't think there's any whiskey that's really worth that kind of price, but maybe some people would disagree with me on that. Okay. I'm going to see what else. Traffic isn't very good in London. I don't think so, no. It's a big city and it's restrictive and okay. Reviews Binny's has an Old Elk CS wheat pick right now for $70. Might be worth it. And Four Roses Elliott Select is available. Never heard of that. But what do I know? Sullivan's Cove at K&L for $400. Yeah, I'd say no thanks too. That's a lot of money. And Daniel H says to Peter White, do you ever get tired of being asked about Canadian whiskey? Canadians should get first dibs on Canadian whiskey. Well, yeah. but if there's enough to go around, it's not a bad thing to share. Because I'm always promoting Canadian whiskey, especially to people who don't live in Canada. It's ask the Scots how they feel about Springbank availability in the U.S. Oh, they're probably angry about that because it's available in the U.S. and you can't get it in Scotland. He needs to open that Canadian Shield. All in good time. I will open that Canadian Shield eventually. And we don't talk about the Springbank issue. We just accept it. Okay. It was 105 in my car today, and we are still at 82 tonight. So it's hot. Yeah, I got my air conditioning in my window, and it's keeping this apartment cool. But when I got here last night, it was about 90 Fahrenheit when I got home from my trip. And I had to open up the door and have a fan blowing cold air in, and I had to have the air conditioning at the other end just to get it down. I got the temperature down to about 70 Fahrenheit today. That's about where it is right now, which is very comfortable, but it was 90 in here when I got home last night. Why is Swami watching whiskey when he is a beer drinker and Hellraiser? Good question. I don't know. Ask him. James Morgan says, Quig, how many years have you been drinking whiskey as a hobby? Only about 6 or 7, but before that, I was drinking whiskey as well, and I would chase it down with beer or whatever. But I only got into whiskey more seriously about 7 years ago. I started watching Ralphie and the Scotch Death Dummies and these people, and I thought, oh, that's cool. I like this. Let's give it a try. And yeah.
Hey, I've returned.
Oh, he's back?
I'm back. Okay. I'm going to pour the collective out, but feel free to continue on the chat. Cohen is saying 2 wheels down, better have one for Dusty Hill. I don't understand that, but Jason says exactly, Quig. I don't know what I said there, but he says exactly. Okay. No, there's just not enough good Canadian whiskey available. That's right. The really good stuff is limited quantity, special release, hard to get. It's even hard. Some of them are hard to get even here in Canada, There is no Canadian version of WT1. Wild Turkey 101. I don't buy much Canadian anymore, says Peter White. Well, Wild Turkey 101 is a special thing, and it's a unique thing. I don't think anything like it would come out of Canada. The Turkey 101?
Yeah. I mean, I always have some on my bar, but, Springbank and Kilkerran U.S. distributor in L.A. Supply is pretty good in South California. Yeah, but what about the rest of the world?
Yeah. Chicago's not bad either on those things, nor was Philadelphia, but
somebody asks here, where does all the good Canadian whiskey go? And somebody else, Jason Coates, says into Quig.
I mean, you clearly have no shortage of the good stuff.
No, I have to hunt around.
Tasting.
I have to hunt around sometimes, but I do manage to get a lot of good things. Dusty Hill from ZZ Top, rest in pieces. Okay.
Yeah, he ZZ Top.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Yeah, okay. Paid 99 Canadian for CR cask 16 trade bottle. Is that Crown Royal or Canadian Rockies? Probably Canadian Rockies. No, Canadian Rockies comes in 17 and 21-year-old, if I recall. Jason Coates says it's a lot better in most of the U.S. than anywhere in the U.K. In Springbank, same deal as Canadian, same as Blanton's. It happens. Oh, I managed to get a bottle of Blanton's too at the summer release.
Yeah, what did you all get at the? It was the premium. So let me ask you. I got a couple questions about this.
Yeah.
For the collective, and so we can get into that in a second.
Oh, let's pour the collective. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I just from an American perspective, like, so I know you go to these premium spirits releases, and it's part of the the more rare stuff. They release it, and then you kind of got to get there, and what you can get is what you can get. I've been to whiskey releases myself, like in specific things, stuff. But so how often do they do it? And then what did you end up, what were some of the highlights of the stuff you got this year?
Well, the typically there's 2 a year. There's a summer release that happened at the beginning of July. And then there's a premium spirits release that takes place in November. So basically I go there and I get what I can.
And this year you got a couple things, right? Glenmorangie, there was I remember you mentioned a couple. I don't remember what they all were, but
yeah, I made a video about all the things that I brought home from the summer spirits release, and you can find it on my channel. It's there, and it outlines everything that I brought home from there. And in the past, I've also done videos about what I brought home from the premium spirits release in November. And I just make sure that I have enough room on my, or I have enough credit and or cash to buy up whatever I want. Make sure I got room on the credit card, or make sure I got enough cash to go in there and say, okay, I want this, that, the other thing, and come home with 14 bottles or 18 bottles or whatever. And then I'm good for a while.
Yeah. And you got a couple things, right? You got an Ardbeg Scorch and a couple other things from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I did get a few things. I got a couple. I got some bourbons. I got a Blanton's, and I got a couple other things. I think one of them was Toasted Barrel, Elijah Craig. I think there was an American Rye in there somewhere. And I got 2 bottles of the Ardbeg Scorch.
Right. You mentioned that. You somehow finagled 2, right?
Yeah, well, they have the lineup where everybody's lining up, and there were these 2 guys at the front of the line along with me, and one of them, they were making deals to buy up all the Ardbeg Scorch that was available, so that they could trade 20 years hence with other collectors for other things that they might want to get. They want to make bargaining points. They want to have bargaining points. Yeah. So they got all these bottles of Ardbeg Scorch. So they made deals with everyone in line. Okay, I'll what do you want? Oh, you want some Blanton's? Okay, so I'll trade you Blanton's for the Ardbeg Scorch that you're allowed to get, because it was limit 1 per customer, right? So I went in there and I got my bottle of Ardbeg Scorch, and I was happy, and so on and so on. And then after the lineup was gone and the people had all gone through the store, I went back in. And one of those guys was ahead of me, but there was 1 bottle of Ardbeg Scorch left on the shelf, and I grabbed that one. So when I came out and brought that back to my car, I had 2 bottles of Ardbeg Scorch, but those 2 guys had 9 of the other bottles, and there was a total of 12. Yeah, so one guy got 1 bottle, and those 2 guys got 9 of them, and I got the other 2 from the store. It's just silly. But of course, the people who traded for him. They wanted bourbons, and they wanted bourbons basically, and those guys wanted all the Ardbeg Scorch. And I think it was 2 or 3 days later that the Lefroy 10-year-old with sherry cask finish was available, and you had to put yourself on a list to get that one. So I was on the list, and just a few days later, they called me up and said, "Hey, your bottle of Lefroy is ready." Oh, okay, let's go get it. It's a crazy game. It's a crazy game.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. I totally get it.
You think that's bad? I had 10 times more trouble getting Wee Beastie last year.
Oh, geez, right, yeah. I hope you like the Scorch more than that. I'll look forward to your commentary on it, to say the least.
Wee Beastie was not my favorite.
No, not mine either. Yeah, hi, buddy. Winston. He is... Sorry, I'm dealing with a crazy, suddenly very energetic cat in the moment, and he's annoying me. Anyways, yeah, man, I don't... the Wee Beastie was, I actually found it on a couple shelves just sitting there and, just grabbed it. And I can't say I've wanted to drink it again. Did you know that there's a new Ardbeg out, and it's like a sort of a committee release, but not really. And it's called the Ardbeg 8, and it's like 49% ABV or something like that. They've released like a 8-year-old Ardbeg now, and this is not one that's going to be like super easy to get, I guess, but it apparently exists.
Is it like a Lagavulin 8 kind of idea?
That I don't know. It is called. Let me just look it up. So it's called the Ardbeg 8 for Discussion. That's the name of it. It's a limited release. It is only available to committee members, so it's a committee release. It is bottled at 50.8%, so it's almost a cask strength. And yeah, they have an 8-year-old now that they released just this year.
Yeah, well, I'm not a member, so
yeah.
You know what Groucho Marx said about that, right?
I would never want to be part of a club that would have someone like me for a member.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now we're on the collective, right?
We are, yeah.
The story behind this one is that they had 7 people working at the distillery, and each one chose their favorite cask from the warehouse. And those 7 casks were blended together to make this batch. And that's what the collective is. It's a collective of all the favorites of the people who work at the distillery.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is 46%er, and so we're probably looking at some ex-sherry cask finished and some ex-bourbon cask.
We're definitely getting ex-bourbon cask, and we're definitely getting some ex-Isla cask. You can taste some peat smoke in it. Or at least I do. And there's some sweeter notes coming in. And you're even getting some saltiness from the sea air.
Are they coast? Is it a coastal distillery?
It's right on the coast. It's right on the ocean. The farm is right on the ocean.
Winston, chill. Well, I'll tell you, the nose on this is interesting. It's got a lot of like orange in it for me. I'm getting a lot of like orange, kind of citrus. I get the saltiness a little bit, but I don't know if you just mentioned it. It's
oakiness, yes.
There's some oakiness.
Orange,
sure.
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, this smells interesting. Let's go into it. Cheers.
Along with the ocean, along with the orange, there's a little bit of pineapple going on. But then when you drink it, cheers.
Oh, wow.
There's a little bit of a peaty finish,
Yeah.
a little bit of a smokiness, a little bit of espresso coffee.
Yep. All of that. And then the heavy fruit notes, it's like
Yes.
stewed, I don't know what it is. I wanted to say like stewed peaches, and then there's like Del Monte fruit cup, and like
I'm getting more stewed plums.
Yeah, plums, raisin, maybe a little. Not as juicy as raisin. Yeah. No. The orange, though, the orange rind, the orange zest, the little bit of lemon as well.
Dry finish, very dry. Dry, a little bit astringent.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I didn't think that much of it up until now, but it's getting better as the bottle is almost empty. It's got some subtlety to it.
Yeah, and boldness though. There is an unmistakable. I mean, you're not getting the Del Monte fruit cup thing. I very much am. It's that sweet syrupiness. There's pear. There's stewed. There's peach. I'm not getting as much dark notes. Let me go in for one more sip though. Maybe I'm just not picking it up. But the ashiness you mentioned is there for sure. There's like a malted milk ball and a coffee.
Now that you mention it, I am getting some of those cherries
that
you get in the Del Monte fruit cup. They're popping out now. Now that I've had about
this is boy, this I mean, this is definitely a craft whiskey for sure, but I'm hoping that I part of me, this is reminding me a little bit sans the peat of the Glenmorangie X, which I've been using to make a couple cocktails of late. This would really stand up well in a couple cocktails. I can think off the bat. I really enjoy this. That peat is just subtle enough. It's like, or it's just there enough to give it a little bit of pop at the end. That little ashiness. It's a very, this is going to sound weird. The ashiness is very fresh. It's not like dank and dark in the way like an Ardbeg is. It's kind of subtle, like a just put out cigarette or something. I don't know, or a cigar.
Well, it only hits you in the finish.
Yeah, no, but it like increasingly becomes stronger for me on this finish. Like it's not overpowering in any way, but the whole finish is subtle. But it's like it's a little
bit like my Canadian and Isla blend Infinity.
Yeah.
Because I mixed, it's about 80% Canadian and about 20% Isla, and it's all kinds of Islas mixed together and all kinds of Canadians mixed together, and it gives you that, oh, what a nice, gentle Canadian whiskey. And then the finish is peat. I love that. Getting a strong peaty finish.
Also, there's like dried honey. There's like I'm getting vanilla, like the vanilla frosting. Bourbon cask, in particular, on the finish. I actually quite like this one. In fact, I think I might like it a little more than the other one that we just did.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Now this is good. No, you don't want to be in the perch? Okay. He's all over the place. You don't know what he wants. Sometimes he'll just want to like drape himself over my neck, and like I'll be on a work call and he'll just lay there for like an hour. And then other times he just doesn't want any part of it. Like I don't know what his deal is. He's still almost a kitten. He's only about close to a year old.
Because the way you put him on your neck there reminded me of those those pillows that people have on airplanes.
Yeah. It's basically what it is. I'm not even kidding. I'll be sitting on a work call and he'll just like come up to me like, hey, and then I'll put him up there and because that's what he wants, and he'll just lay there, just like limp, draped around my neck, like it's goofy. But he seems to want something more than that right now. He's a character. He's a Russian blue, which are normally very short hairs, but he's also got a long haired domestic in him. So he's got this like long steely hair and this puffy ass tail. He's just a trip.
So he's like a hybrid.
Yeah, basically. And he's got the energy of a kitten for sure. He's just running around like a jackass.
Oh, he'll slow down.
Yeah, eventually he'll get there. I try to keep him as occupied as possible. But anyways, yeah, I'm digging this, man. This one is really good. And the next one we have here is going to be the blackberry wine, which I don't think I've ever had a whiskey.
The double barrel batch 5.
This sounds fantastic.
It's quite good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour this out. Wow, I mean the color contrast between these two. I look at this. It's like two. I mean, you want to see two different whiskeys.
Oh yeah. And as far as I can tell, it's natural color. They don't mess around with E150A or anything like that.
Yeah, I appreciate that for sure.
They're quite natural, and the way it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so far this collective, I'm digging it. And you're saying this is probably 2 or 3 maturations, huh? Like, I mean, or like finishes, different stuff that they've blended in here.
Well, yeah, no, there were 7 barrels chosen by 7
okay
people who work at the distillery, and each one had his favorite, and then they just blended them all together, and here you go, let's bottle this.
Yeah,
they've added 7 different casks together.
Is this a pretty rare one, or are you able to kind of get your hands on this?
I don't know if it's available anymore. I can check. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment while I check on this.
Do it.
Google. Yeah, okay. Shelter. Oh, come on. It's being slow. Crap. Shelter Point Whiskey ordering online. Yay, let's look at that. Take a moment to come up. Shelter Point Whiskey ordering online. Come on, you. I don't know if it's available anymore. Oh,
damn.
Come on.
This is going to be one I might want a bottle of.
That would be the collective, yeah. Let me see. It's coming. It's coming slowly. Oh.
That's what she said.
All right.
There you go, buddy. Yeah.
Shelter Point Distillery. Here we are. Okay.
Stop it.
Come on, you. Doing our part to fight COVID-19. Sanitizer now available.
Shelter Point's got their own branded sanitizer, huh?
Oh, yeah. They started putting that out in March.
I guess you did not buy any.
22. Huh?
I'm gonna just go out on a limb and guess you didn't purchase any of that.
I had one sent to me for free as a sample.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I still have it on the side there. I haven't touched it.
Good deal.
Shelter Point Distillery, pure water, Canadian grain, and sea air. You know, that little bottle of sanitizer might be a collector's item someday.
There you go.
Shelter Point spirits distilled in small batches right here on the idyllic shores of Vancouver Island, and so on and so on. What you can get here: Sunsets and Sea Air, artisanal single malt. It's available. Or is it? They got, what is this stuff? Botanical gin. They got a vodka. They got their liqueur, their Sunshine liqueur. World Whisky Awards, Shelter Point Distillery. I have to go back to the top and check out products. Okay, products. Shelter Point Whiskey. Here we go. I clicked on it. Here's what we can get. Okay. You can get artisanal single malt whiskey available in two sizes, 750 and 375. That's available, no problem. Single cask peat. That's the new one that came up yesterday. Out of stock. Dark and Decadent Double Barrel number 5. Oh, that's the one that we got. We're about to pour that one next. Double Barrel number 5 is available. You can
number five.
You can add it to your cart for $73.91 plus tax. And Smoke and Oak sold out of stock. You can't get Smoke and Oak anymore. You can get the Forbidden Batch 2, and you can add that to your cart. Shelter Point Ripple Rock, out of stock.
Damn.
Shelter Point Collective, out of stock. Shelter Point Smoke Point, out of stock.
Fuck, dude.
Montfort 151. If you want some Montfort 151, you can get the 375 ml bottle, but the 750 ml bottle is out of stock. And that's about it, what you can get online. So, yeah. You can get Forbidden, but not the batch that you tasted. You can get batch 2. And you can get the Double Barrel number 5, I think. No, that's Double Barrel number 6. You can get Double Barrel number 6. The number 5 is sold out already. And the single cask peat that was available yesterday ain't available today. So, yeah, it's it's quick. They move fast, these damn bottles.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Okay.
We're good. I got the number 3. After we finish these 4, I'm actually going to need to take a prolonged intermission. But if you decide to go live or something on your own channel, I'll be able to join you in maybe like an hour. But I got to deal with a couple things. But we got plenty of time, so we're good for now.
Well, we still got a couple of
shelter points, yeah.
Couple of shelter points to go here.
And this is the one that I got in my glass right now, which is the it's Graham 5000 Klepto's birthday. Happy birthday, man! Thanks for swinging in. We are sipping some Shelter Point. We'll raise this one to you when we get to it. It is the Shelter Point, and you said this is the one that's black, finished in blackberry wine casks, 46%, which is, I gotta say, like, I don't think blackberry wine is something that I run into very frequently.
The Double Barrel Batch 5. You can get Batch 6 now, but not the Batch 5 anymore. So I'll pour myself a Batch 5. Yeah, I think maybe I'll be done for after this and the Ripple Rock. Just a guess.
This blackberry one, I mean, you can really smell that dark kind of sickly sweet, sticky fruit note, cherry. You know what I'm talking about. It's almost
you might be able to experience that, but at the moment, I'm still overwhelmed by the collective.
I'm getting a bit of it on the nose for sure.
Because I just downed the rest of my collective. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You definitely get the blackberry wine effect here.
Which is something I don't think I've ever really had.
It's different. They try different things. They try all kinds of different things. This is a finish.
Also a little bit drying. This is the type of thing that's gonna require of you a bit more. Like you have to want this flavor. You know what I mean? Like this is a very unique flavor. It's a very dark fruit, blackberries. Even like a blueberry yogurt type of thing. There's almost like a prune note as well.
I happen to love blueberry yogurt, so
I do as well. Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, this is interesting.
It's really nice on the nose. And it's barreled at 46.
Seems like
46, which is reasonable.
Do they have you ever had anything from them that was less than 46?
Yes. I think I have it here.
So it does exist.
Oh yeah.
I was curious because it seems like they're doing almost everything at 46. They're like
here we are.
Spring Bank of Canadian whiskeys or something.
Here we are. This is the single cask triple grain, of which there's very little left, but I have another bottle as a backup. And this one is 43%. Bottle number 96 out of 288.
Oh, shit. Okay, so it does exist.
It does exist. A 43%. Here it is. And there ain't much left. There's almost nothing in there anymore. I've got a few of these bottles that are really begging to be finished off. But it's not going to happen tonight because I'm already going with the double barrel. So the single cask peat finish and the single cask triple grain are going to take a little while. But I couldn't get the latest single cask that was released yesterday just because it's sold out.
Does Shelter Point have a core range, Quig?
Yeah, sort of.
Because I swear it's like everything you're talking about, and these ones that you get, they're all just so unique. And I know you have a connection there, but I'm like, man, it's almost as if they're all like one-offs. Like do they have like a Shelter Point blah blah blah?
Yes. They're artisanal casks. They're artisanal single malt. Their artisanal single malt is considered, I guess, part of their core range. They also have every so often they put out a cask strength single malt. It's like a couple times a year or something like that, but it's not available online right now, but it often is. And then they've got these double barrel reserves, these double barrel whiskeys, but they have different batches. So they have some with they had some with Quail's Gate wine, and now they had the blackberry wine. The batch 5 and batch 6 both are from blackberry wine.
Yeah.
So it's like a series. The double barrel is a series, but what's available now might not be the same double barrel you'll get next year. Okay. Montfort 151. That's been available for a while. I think you can still get it, at least in 375 ml bottles, because the 750s are sold out. They're out of stock.
Right.
Shelter Point is one of those that it can be a bit of a chore to keep up with them.
Yeah, it seems like it.
But I try to keep up with them. And on one occasion, there was one bottle that they sent the email out that it was available in the morning, and in the afternoon, when I saw the email, the damn thing was sold out already. But I put a little comment on Leon's page or Leon's Leon Webb. He's the master distiller, right?
Yeah.
And I put a little comment on his video talking about that whiskey. I said, I didn't get one. I went to sleep in the morning before you sent out the email. And when I woke up that afternoon, I answered the email and they were all sold out. He was kind enough to send me a complimentary bottle. And I still have it, or I still have much of it, not all of it, but some of it.
Really?
And so, yeah, some of these that is a bit of a connection that I got, but most of the time they send out the email that a new release is available, and you got to kind of jump on it and say, okay, I'll buy a couple bottles of that, or I'll buy that and a bottle of gin, or I'll buy that and a bottle of vodka, just to keep the shipping prices low. Because
that's always the thing. I mean, that's what I do when I buy stuff from the UK.
Because if your order is $125 or more, your shipping is free. So it's kind of worth it.
Economies of scale, man. Economies of scale.
Exactly.
And I see some people talking about Hampton rum in here, which I did send a sample to Quig of the regular Hampton rum. For those of you who are fans of Hampton rum, I do have a bottle of the Hampton Great House 2020. If you've had that one, wow, what a trip that is. But yeah, Quig, this blackberry one, it's enjoyable. I gotta say, so far, it's my least favorite of the three.
Okay, I'm giving you a nose here.
Yeah, I think my favorite is the Collective so far, followed closely by the malted wheat.
Oh, but this is so nice.
It is, but like, do you really want more than? Excuse me. Do you really want more than one pour of that?
One pour at a time is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine wanting to like sit down with this one too long.
And Mr. Jerbic says to me at foodquig, with yellow eyes, my green face, my pink and white afro, I'm no toy kid. Your style is made by Hasbro Gnap. You think you got real hip hop. I don't understand what most of that is. I do not get that. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Is it I think it's a subculture thing, or is it a generational thing? I don't know. I mean, I'm getting to be an old guy here. I don't get a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
As soon as you mention hip hop, it's like this is completely outside of my experience. It's
no way. Yeah, I understood. What's not out of your understanding though is fucking Shelter Point, and that's for sure.
Fuck.
So what can you tell me about this Ripple Rock? This is a 47%er. What's the deal with this? I got it in the glass here. It's looking dark.
Okay, this whole thing, this whiskey commemorates an event that happened in the late 1950s, not far from here. Now there was a strait between the island and the mainland, as far as I can gather, where there was a big rock that stuck up, and boats would get kind of scraped on this rock. And so what they did was they tunneled underneath the rock, and they made these tunnels, and they filled the tunnels with dynamite.
What?
They made these tunnels under the rock that was under a part of the ocean, under the strait that was between the island and the mainland.
Okay.
And they dug these tunnels, and they made these tunnels underneath this great big rock, and they exploded it, and it was the biggest non-nuclear explosion that ever happened. This was in 1958 or 59 or something like that. And they blew the rock out of there. It was a great big explosion, lots of water and lots of dirt and everything like flying everywhere. And you can even find that a clip of that explosion on YouTube somewhere. Anyway, there was this great big explosion, and this whiskey commemorates the blowing up of this rock so that the ships or boats could maneuver and navigate through the strait without getting their bottoms ripped off.
Well, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a story, man.
That's the story.
Yeah, this sounds like something you'd read on the back of an Ardbeg box.
Yeah, what? No, I know it resembles the Corey Vrecken story just a little bit, doesn't it?
I was thinking the same thing, man. I was like, this is like,
but the
who's
Scots
the
on
mermaid
Islay,
prince that saves the day or something?
but the Scots on Islay didn't have all this dynamite to blow up the Corey Vrecken. This was the blowing up of a rock that was making navigation difficult.
Well, I have to tell you, this one rivals the Collective for me, and I think I'm noticing something here. Like,
which one are you on?
I'm on the Ripple Rock
already. Oh, I'm still
sorry.
I'm still on the double barrel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had moved to the Ripple Rock.
No, I'm still enjoying. Oh, look how much I got. I'm still enjoying this double barrel.
Yeah. Do you have another Glencairn? Because I did.
No, I've been drinking out of the same one.
Once you started talking about the Ripple Rock, I poured it.
I've been drinking out of the same Glencairn the whole time.
Of course.
I mean, why,
no, dude? You're good, man.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'll get through this one slowly, and then I'll pour the Ripple Rock after that, and we'll be all right.
We will be.
Ooh.
But I'm noticing in this Ripple Rock that orange note again, which got me thinking about the Collective. This doesn't have the peat, and I'll be honest, I actually think I might like this more than the Collective. This might be the one I like the most of the four.
No kidding.
Yeah. I think it goes Ripple Rock, Collective, the malted wheat, and then the blackberry one fourth. If I was going to throw scores on them, it's like 3-5 for this, 3-5 for out of 5. 3-5, 3-5, 3-2-5, 3-2-5. I mean, these are they're all above average. But I think this one is the most interesting because, well, it's first the most palatable. It has a lot of rich flavor. It doesn't have much bite, which I'm usually okay with. But the finish is just longer. This is the longest finish of all of them, in my opinion. And it's the most condensed and solid. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Well, I'm still nosing and sipping the double barrel.
Yeah, I killed that, bro.
And that is very pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it.
The farther I go on this, the less sober I am.
Yes, this is true.
And so
speaking of sobriety, are you Are you thinking you're going to do a live tonight after we end this? Because I made your.
I don't think so. I think this is it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is going to be it. How much time have we got left?
Oh, I got like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, dude. Time flies when we're talking Shelter Point.
Hell yeah. 10 minutes in which to have the Ripple Rock and to finish this double barrel. Okay. There you go.
Well, I don't mean to make you chug it. I know you own more than one Glencairn. You're funny, dude.
Okay, Ripple Rock.
Dude, Ripple Rock. I mean, hell of a story. Delicious whiskey.
Ripple Rock.
Man, I wish I had some of these bottles. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get some Shelter Point bottles. My overall consensus here is that
the trouble is these particular Ripple Shelter Points might not be available anymore because, you know, they make such small batches and they get sold out quickly. And you know what? Now that the word is out, now that Shelter Point is better known in the world,
yeah.
Now that you've got Whiskey in the Six choosing which barrels that they're gonna put into their next batch, I mean, it's one of those cases where things will sell out faster than I can get them. Faster than I can get them.
I get it. Yeah. I didn't
and
know
it's already happening. Things sell out faster than I can get them because I go to Montreal and when I come back, I have 250 emails and the Shelter Point is near the end of all those 250 emails. And I get to it. And it's like, oh, this was yesterday afternoon. And this is this morning. And it's like, oh, it's sold out already. Well, ain't that a shame? My tears fell like rain.
My tears, they fell like rain. Quig.
Ain't that a shame?
Ain't that a shame?
That's the one.
My tears fell like rain.
So we're on a Ripple Rock, huh?
Yeah, and I'm really loving it.
The really big explosion. Was this the right one to end the whole night with?
Yeah, this is it's interesting. Like, it's rich enough that it kind of compensates for the fact that we just did blackberry and peat, and like it still seems to show up and rise to the occasion.
Oh, this is the big kaboom, all right. Yeah, this was the one.
It's really good.
This was the one that was intended to finish off 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's when it came out. Just near the end of the year.
Okay.
And it has a lot of things going on. What does it say here?
Yeah, I was going to say, there's got to be a lot going on here.
There is a lot going on. Campbell River's 1958 Ripple Rock explosion is the inspiration for our latest single malt whiskey. It has spent 6 years in American oak before finishing for 18 months in an alligator charred virgin oak cask.
Oh boy, the alligator charred lingo.
Shelter Point Ripple Rock explodes with intense flavors of chocolate, spices, and vanilla. Shelterpoint.ca. Bottled in 2020. What does it say here? It says here, handcrafted by Shelter Point Distillery, 4650 Regent Road, Campbell River, BC, Canada, shelterpoint.ca. Batch number 1. Production aged 7 years in American oak and finished in virgin rare oak casks. Non-chill filtration and no added color, 47%. Original finish.
This is legit.
Yeah, this is the deal. This is the real deal.
Yeah, I like it, man. And I'm liking Shelter Point. I'm jealous that you're. I mean, I'm thankful that you're able to share such great samples, but I'm also jealous that you can get your hands on so many of these good bottles because these are fantastic.
The trouble with these good bottles is the bastards get empty so soon.
Well,
and I'm rationing myself. I'm being very careful. You know how much of this I down, but inevitably they'll all be empty soon.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right? That's going to be the case.
Correct.
But yeah, I think I go Ripple Rock, and then the peated, and then the blackberry, and then the collective, and then no. I think I go Ripple Rock collective, and then the peated one's very close, and then the blackberry's last. But again, last meaning all above average. So thank you for these quick, man. This is
the way to finish it, though. This is the way to finish.
Yeah, dude. This. You were right. You were right on the lineup here. Like this is the way to do it. Really enjoyable, man. Thank you again for these. And again, for folks who are just, we still got 12 folks in. If you've yet to subscribe to foodquig at foodquig, FOODQUIG, he, among other great whiskey reviews, does sample Sundays. So if you caught the samples I sent him, he will be doing reviews of those on Sundays soon. And Quig, we got to do this again sometime. We usually do this 3 times a year, and this is the second one.
Well, we're up to 2, so we're doing.
Yeah, so we'll probably expect us to do another one here or on his channel in probably the fall, early winter is
sometime around October, November would be about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right, man. Right. So I'm glad to have spent the time. And again, thank you. And I apologize. I got to leave a little quicker than I expected.
Well, that's quite all right. It was entirely my pleasure. And I thank you very much, Eric, for having me.
You as well, man. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this dram. And for everybody in the house, before you leave, smash that thumbs up if you haven't. If you haven't subscribed, do sub and do subscribe to foodquig. He is the OG, the man, the myth, the legend. You don't want to miss anything that he puts out. Much love to you, my friend. I'm glad your travels went safely and you're back home. And I'll be looking forward to checking out your videos. And, of course, we will stay in communication as we head into the latter half of the summer and into the fall here at 2021, brother.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good night and cheers.
You too. Sláinte.